KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by River's Edge Hospital and Clinic, people caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. River's Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. River's Edge Hospital.
Hello and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jirik. In a few minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlyn Lorr with a look at today's forecast and the weekend ahead. We'll start with state news. The state of the state is as strong as it's ever been. That's according to Governor Tim Walz, at least, as he delivered the State of the State address last night. The nearly 30-minute message to the state featured jabs at federal policies, praise for bipartisanship, and a charge to the legislative finish line responsibly. KEYC's Quinn Gorham was there last night and breaks down what the governor had to say.
I have the honor to announce the arrival of the Honorable Tim Walz, Governor of the State of Minnesota, and his official party.
Tim Walz's 2025 State of the State address was a tale of two speeches, so to speak. On one hand, praise for bipartisanship in the North Star state.
No matter what's happening in Washington, Republicans and Democrats have a record of working together here in Minnesota.
But on the other, a stern condemnation of the Trump administration.
That isn't servant leadership. It's not any kind of leadership. It's small, it's weak, and it's petty. It takes the awesome power of the federal government and turns it into a crude weapon.
The governor drew a clear line in the sand between the work happening here in Minnesota and what he views as chaos at the federal level. He spent several minutes berating the Trump administration and congressional Republicans, but was clear in his support for bipartisanship with Republicans here at home.
Now we got about 4 weeks. We're going to get time to go through this line by line together, hammering out a final proposal that allows us to move forward as one Minnesota and the best place for kids to grow up.
DFLers supported the messaging.
I think you saw in his speech a distinguishing between what's going on in Washington, D.C. and what he hopes we'll be able to accomplish together here.
But GOP leadership, while appreciative of what they called, quote, a few buds from an olive branch, was critical. They say Walz should have been less critical of what's happening in Washington and more focused on getting things done in Minnesota.
Most of it was overshadowed by, a quite frankly angry rant about Donald Trump, and I don't think that serves the state of Minnesota. I don't think that that's the path that we should be taking as leaders in Minnesota.
Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorham.
Minnesota legislative leaders remain confident that the state is on pace to draft a budget in time for the end of the legislative session. If they don't, they need to call a special session to finalize any unfinished business to avoid an eventual government shutdown. Closer to home, Gustavus Adolphus College has a new president for the campus university. Dr. John Volan will serve as the 18th president of the Liberal Arts College. He is currently the executive vice president for academic affairs and provost at the University of Maine. Volan was selected from a pool of over 60 applicants. He was born and raised in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Volan will begin his new role August 15th following the retirement of current president Rebecca M. Bergman, who has led the college since 2015. Work is underway on an Amazon distribution center in North Mankato to be opened later this year. The 60,000 square foot facility will act as the final stop for packages being delivered to the Mankato area. Now what is as known as the Last Mile Center, Aaron Stuvey reports on what impact it could have on the local economy.
Another addition to the area's industrial sector. Construction is underway on an Amazon distribution center in North Mankato's North Industrial District. The building is expected to open around December of this year and will add 75 jobs. It's something that market experts say brings value to the local economy.
We've got generator manufacturing, we've got ag, and now we've got this distribution center cluster that's growing.
The city of North Mankato says that the company approached them with the proposal for the distribution center, hoping to make it a hub for much of southern Minnesota.
They knew where they wanted to be in the market and liked the land that we had in terms of size and for the transportation system, that they can easily get to Highway 14 and easily get to Highway 169.
The center will join an existing group of hubs from nationwide companies making their footprint in the Mankato area, such as the Walmart Distribution Center and Gordini, which opened its own distribution center in the same industrial park 1 year ago. Local economic experts say that the growth in the industrial sector should help ease some of the concerns with the current economy.
We make sure that we're balanced, and if there is an economic challenge, it usually doesn't impact all clusters the same at the same time.
In North Mankato, Aaron Stuvey, KEYC News Now.
Back here in the studio, Caitlyn Lorr joining me at the desk. Caitlyn, we've had an update on the drought monitor. I know you're going to talk about that. It's been a roller coaster for us here, but it's been a steady and improving drought monitor.
Yeah, and that's really what we like to see across the area, is just that we've been dealing with those improvements since the start of spring, you know, and that's really great to see for the fact that we have been dealing with that lack of snow from winter. So we've been having to play catch up, and last year when we played catch up, we got it all at once, and that, as we all know, led to some not very good situations. Whereas this year we're getting that catch up kind of in spurts, and that's what makes it easier to deal with, because we get time to dry out before that next spurt comes through. And showing you that drought monitor, we anticipated these updates, you know, like we have been going forward every week, and we're going to continue to see these minor updates or major updates. In this case, this is a pretty big improvement from last week. First and foremost, we're seeing this kind of pocket of good conditions, if you will, continue to expand and grow. Now we've got this pocket of good conditions kind of working their way up from the south into northern Iowa. Not only that, we're starting to lose this tan color here, which indicates those moderately dry conditions to abnormally dry conditions. So we are making our way to those improvements steadily every week because of how we are getting our rain out there, and because of the rain we're expecting today, as well as Sunday and Monday going into next week. We're expecting more improvements to be made on next week's drought monitor update, which will be a week from today. It updates every Thursday morning, and that's why we like to show it in the mornings on Thursday, to kind of give you that compare and contrast from the last update to the most recent. Now, talking about that rain going forward, scattered to widespread showers are going to continue to move across the area through this afternoon. There will be times where we get, you know, more of a sprinkle. There's going to be times where we get some heavy rainfall. There might even be a few thunderstorms that develop in the area with this weather going through from the southwest, I'll say, to the northeast, if you will. And the good news, even if we get some thunderstorms, we are not in any severe weather risk, so we're not really anticipating severe threat through those thunderstorms should they develop later today. So if we do hear some, enjoy the sound of the rumbling thunder, and certainly enjoy the sound of that steady rain, which will, as you can see, continue into tomorrow morning. And then, right as of right now, it is projected to start breaking apart between 7 and 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Clouds will follow, leading to gradual clearing as the day goes on, with some late afternoon sunshine on the way for tomorrow. All that said and done, rain totals are going to range on average from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain totals will increase to the southeast. We are looking at more so 3/4 of an inch of rain for areas east of Mason City, or southeast, if you will, of Albert Lee. Seasonal temperatures today with a high of 53 degrees. Again, we are mostly looking at showers, but there is a chance for a few thunderstorms to develop. So again, we're looking at mostly rain out there. Go dance in the rain, if you will. But remember, when thunder roars, head indoors, because thunder means lightning. Lightning actually comes first. Now tonight, as you saw, showers are going to continue. Couple of thunderstorms again may still develop in the area. Still not looking at anything severe, not even tonight. So that's the good news, a low of 44 degrees by tomorrow morning. From there, we'll see that gradual clearing with temperatures rising back into the upper 50s by tomorrow afternoon. Now, taking a look at your extended forecast, temperatures will continue to rise into the low to mid 60s by Saturday with sunshine. Get out there and enjoy it, because the next system starts to move in by Sunday with a cold front through the area on Monday, bringing more showers and thunderstorms, dropping temperatures 20 degrees. But you know, a 20-degree drop now is not so bad than that 20-degree drop we had, I don't know, back in February when it went from, I don't know, 0 to -20 outside.
Yeah, it was cold, so I definitely think we're going to take that. So thank you very much, Caitlyn. We appreciate it. We're going to transition with a quick local sports update. The Mankato West softball team is back in action, taking on Red Wing. Freshman Nora Davis in the circle last night for the Scarlets. Davis pitches a quick first inning. This is the MSU game. They took on Concordia St. Paul. For the Mavericks, it was a big win yesterday. We'll get to that in a moment. As you see, Nora Davis scoring, having a scoreless inning there. Now up to bat is the Mankato West Scarlets. They waste no time getting on base. Hannah Hagan lays down a great bunt and hustles her way down the first base line. Scarlets have the bases loaded, nobody out. Mela Grunts understands the assignment. The 2-run double gives West a 2-0 lead, but the Scarlets bats don't stop there. Lydia Bance drives in another run. Bance went 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs and a home run. A solid night for her at the plate as West defeats Red Wing 18-4. The number 7 ranked Minnesota State baseball team currently sits at the top of the NSIC. MSU hitting the cover off the ball this season with a team batting average that sits near the .340 mark. Mavericks back in action yesterday afternoon with a doubleheader against Concordia St. Paul. MSU with a 5-game winning streak coming into action. Mavericks defense a strong suit for this team. Aiden Burns starts the 6-4-3 double play to end the top half of the second. Bottom half, Mavericks. Matthew Fleischacker beats this out for an infield single and gets the RBI. MSU up 1-0. Byrne gets hit by the pitch with the bases loaded. He'll trade the bruise for an RBI. It's 2-0. Lou Mager's up now, flares this into shallow left field, finds some grass after miscommunication between the shortstop and left fielder. 3 runs score to make it 5-0. Next inning, Fleischacker doing damage again. Single to the opposite field, scores a couple more to make it 7-0 in favor of the Mavs. Mitch Gutneck tosses 5 shutout innings of 1 strikeout ball. Mavericks win big 10-0 over Concordia St. Paul in Game 1 of the doubleheader. That'll do it us here for this KEYC News Now to Go update. Stay with KEYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And download the free KEYC News and Weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.